Hey, you guys. Welcome to my live. I'm probably not going to have any of you here, which is completely fine. I was planning on having this today at 3 p.m., but I saw that Emily Artful was on, and I wanted to watch her live and make sure that all the information that I've been looking at made sense. But we are going to get to Emily's, let me turn this off. But we're going to go to Emily's stream or premiere or her video eventually. Okay, now we're here to talk about Creepshow Art. Before I start, I just want to ask you guys to do not send any hate to Creepshow. Do not go to her page or anything that she might have available right now, because as we all know, she has deleted her Twitter, she has deleted her content on Instagram, and she currently only has her channel. But don't go to her channel and send her any hate. This is just to talk about what's going on. And I also want to do another disclaimer. I have a little bit of a bias. In this disclaimer, I need to say I have never met any of the people that are going to be talking about here. Emily Artful, I have never met. Creepshow, but I do have a little bit of a bias in favor of Creepshow because I have had several interactions with her, along a couple of other YouTubers out there. Hey, Sammy, how are you doing? Yes, this is going to be a little bit of an unpopular opinion. As I said, I have a little bit of a bias in favor of Creepshow, and I have a lot to talk about. Obviously, if you're watching this, you already know the situation, but I can give you a rundown if you're not aware of what's going on. I was away from the internet for like a week. I was doing some service out there in my military career, and I wasn't watching much of what was going on YouTube. And I don't know why. One day I turn on my YouTube and I see all of this Creepshow stuff going on. And then I started watching. And yes, I was like, whoa, what's going on? So let's start by saying this whole situation has started in this website called Lolcow. Apparently, this website is basically like where people go there and they make an account and they anonymously can talk smack about others or whatever the situation is. I have never been to that website, so I don't completely know what are the nuances of it, what people talk about, but I have like no interest on this website whatsoever. But Creepshow has been there, and allegedly she was overdoing it. So I'm going to put up here the TOS for Lolcow, and it's basically, these are the global rules for them. And if you do not follow their rules, their punishment is to basically take away your anonymity. I don't know how to say that, but you will no longer be anonymous. They will out you, basically. So here are the rules. Do not say, do, or threat to do anything illegal under United States law. You must be over the age of 18 to post here. Do not make any threats on subjects under the age of 16. Do not post identifiable information on minors, such as full names, addresses, and so on. Hi, Donna. And do not post photos of minors where there is an expectation of privacy. Also, adhere to board culture and the culture of this board. Stay anonymous at all times. All users are expected to contribute in a constructive way and are discouraged from comments and images. So I let me see here. Discouraged from, okay, I took a bad screenshot, but I guess they're discouraged from, I don't know. Let me think about this. Let me go back to you guys and let me go back to sharing this because I don't know why it stopped sharing. There you go. All right. So you got to stay away, discouraged from like non-contributions and whatnot. Any posters with, I don't want to repeat that word because I don't know if it's going to demonetize the video, but that file something, do not come here for validation or to announce yourself. Do not post about wishing bodily harm on any other person. Do not disrupt the discussion or derail it. Do not instigate or engage in any racial-related arguments. Do not attempt to use lolcow.farm for attention and profit, and that's one of the things that allegedly she did a lot. And do not deceive posts about yourself. Do not I'm terrible at reading, and I do not deceptively post about yourself in the third person for any reason. And that's also something that the Lolcow website moderators have been accusing her of doing. And do not advertise, not spam, do not ban, evade unless you want a longer ban sentence, and do not harass, threaten, or intimidate the staff. So this is basically what their rules are. And as I said, yeah, basically that's what a lot of people are saying, Justin. But basically that's what it is. And if you do not follow these rules, you may be, as I said, outed by the staff or the moderators. And that's basically what happened this week. I think it was on the 10th or something like that. I have everything here. I made like a little compilation of it. But basically on the 7th or the 10th or something, the Lolcow personnel came out to say that she was going to be outed. And basically the straw that broke the camel's back was this post about her sister. I know it's really tiny, but I'm going to read it for you guys. It's basically like, it says, I didn't save it, but this just was Shannon's sister in the hospital for something. We don't know what. And she put her as her emergency contact. However, when Shannon reached out to her to try to figure out what was going on, her sister blocked her and said she was invading her privacy. She also said something along the lines that her family was neglecting her, even though Shannon had reached out. It's really weird. A couple of years ago, I found her sister's Twitter because she talked about her in a storyline, and she definitely is insane. And then down there where I redacted was the Twitter link for her sister. Now, here's the thing. Let me see. Oh, if it's bigger, it's better. But now we're just going to go back to the way we were. Now, here's the problem. Yes, Donna, Emily did. And we're going to get to Emily, Donna, in a little bit. But here's the thing. They didn't like the fact that she kind of like been doing all of these alleged infringements of the TOS for the website. And this alleged sharing of Shannon's sister's Instagram kind of broke all hell loose. And then they posted this to everyone. Oh, there we go. So they posted, as many users in this thread are aware, Shannon's posts on Lolcow haven't exactly been subtle. We've decided to compile her post stories after she escalated her behavior by sharing her sister's social media in order to deflect from criticisms toward herself. Beyond that, she has been anonymously promoting her videos in Patreon YouTube memberships to farmers. That's what they call the people who blog or who enter discussions in Lolcow, farmers. And making posts about herself to either white knighting or insult herself. For many years, we've had a policy to review post stories of users who go to great lengths to use Lolcow.farm to propel their own online presence. You can read the full post story here. And I did put the link for all of that down in the description below. And if it's not there right now, obviously it will be by the time I finish the streaming. But I think I'm pretty sure it's down there. I went over it. I mean, it's a lot of incendiary stuff. Not really that crazy in my eyes, because when you go to these kind of websites, people just talk shit, basically. But again, she is not a celebrity, but she is a known figure. And if this is really her, she should be careful what she says. I am not a huge figure, and I do, because I know these things come to bite you in the booty eventually. As you can see, she started this in 2018, allegedly, and look at us now, right? So it's always better to keep yourself composed and make sure that you're not doing anything crazy while you don't know what's going to happen in a couple of months or a couple of years from then, how many followers you're going to have, and then people are just going to bring things up later, just like this allegedly is happening, right? What is Justin saying? I'm sorry. Lolcow is a dollar store for Kiwi farms. Oh, that's cute. That's funny. Sorry that she'd go along and get involved with her husband's sick obsession. Well, we're going to get to that. I know that I'm really late to the tea as usual, but we're going to get to that. I haven't subscribed to Creepshow for months. And now I'm so glad I dipped out. Oh, I guess. I mean, I am a little biased on when it comes down to that, off topic, but I love your hair. Thank you. Thank you so much. So a little secret that I saw with a very nice channel that I watch a lot, Brad Mondo. I don't know if you guys know about him. He's a hairstylist. And I was watching one of his videos about people who used to people who used to like just leave some purple shampoo to help tone their hair. So every time my hair is kind of yellowish, I put purple shampoo and I leave for like 3 or 4 hours with like a shower cap on. And then it gets like this. It gets a little purple from the purple shampoo. And then in a couple of washes, it washes away and it takes out the yellow. Obviously, it's not perfect. I still have some yellow right there, but it looks amazing overall. I really like it. And thank you so much. Keep smiling. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Angel. I love Raymond. Oh my God, I love his fail videos. And that's how I found out about this. That's how I found out about how people are leaving their purple shampoos on their head to tone their hair. And it actually works, because I always used purple shampoo and it never did such a great job. And now that I leave it for a couple of hours, oh my God, it just makes a ton of difference. And just going into the shower and washing with the purple shampoo, I feel like it does nothing for me. But anyway, going back to the whole situation with our Creepshow. So after that, Creepshow, let me see. The one thing that I hate about this, I build these little videos. Oh, there you go. And then I don't remember what the order they are. I am a terrible, terrible YouTuber. But all right, so after this came out, obviously, Emily, thank you so much, Angel. Obviously, Emily Artful went on and she posted saying, I am currently shaking and crying because Creepshow Art's finally being exposed for the absolute terrible person she is. I have known Shannon for many years, even years before she started her YouTube channel. She has copied, stalked, harassed, and threatened me and my children's lives. She has used revenge against me. Okay, I'm not going to say that word, but try to use my addiction against me. She has literally gotten me fired from multiple jobs, causing me to be homeless. This person has pushed me to the brink of multiple times and then try to blame it on mutual friend when I finally caught her red-handed by tracing her IP. Shannon, you are Amy. All of the things you claimed Amy did to you are the things you did to me. Receipts to come. I've got years worth of them. And then she retweeted herself, and she said, "This just needs to be said. This woman has tormented me for years and years. I know her because my ex-boyfriend dated her after me, Anthony, right? Or she started calling him Andrew, but his name is Anthony. I moved on, but they continued to harass and stalk me." And then, let's see, it's gonna go to the next page. The fact that she's saying her stalker did all of this to frame her is hilarious, because she has literally been making fake Emily Artful accounts all over the internet for years to try and cancel me over the most random-ish. All right, and that was before her video, right? So she did post this before her video, and there's another one. What is even more up is she fabricate this drama and then make sock puppet accounts posing as a viewer concerned, and then would send me the screenshots that she took. When she first started out doing YouTube, she would deliberately copy my thumbnails or titles. And Emily went over all of this. Then messaged me under a sock puppet account saying, "Oh my God, Creepshow Art is copying you," egging me on to attack her. But guess what? I never did. Very politely, I asked her to maybe change her title, but also said it's her channel and she could do whatever she wanted. So I have that. She posted that on her video, and I have that message that she sent. I'm going to open for you guys because I guess it's something that we should take a look. Let me share with you. Okay, here it is. I'm going to read for you guys. So this is the message she's talking about. So if you haven't watched Emily's video that she posted today, you should definitely do that. And it's like an hour-long video, and she explains everything. But I will have some thoughts about her video later in this video or in this stream, so hang on to that. But she said that a lot of people that she thinks that it was Shannon messaged her anonymously telling her that Shannon was copying her, and she DM'd Shannon on Instagram. And she said, "Hi Shannon, my name is Emily, and I have a channel on YouTube called Emily Artful. It's been brought to my attention that you have a series with an exact same name as a series I created 3 years ago called Scratchbook Storytime." So after she heard so many times that people were mentioning to her, or Shannon was mentioning to her, that Shannon Creepshow Art was copying her thumbnails and titles and things like that, she tried to ignore it. But then this whole Scratchbook Storytime was kind of what made her reach out and mention it to her. I'm going to guess this was most likely 100% by accident or by coincidence, but I've put my heart and soul into my series, and I would really, really appreciate if you were able to change the name of your story time videos. You are completely within your rights to, as it's your channel, and you can do what you can do with it as you please. But from one artist to another, I hope you understand how it can hurt my business. I love your art, and it's obvious that you are talented. You've got an incredibly unique style. I'm terrible at reading. I've never seen anything like it. I hope you understand my request, and I hope you don't think I'm angry. Things like this happen all the time. And then I don't have the rest of the message, but basically what Shannon said was like that she said she saw the name of the series in another channel, and she didn't even realize it was hers. They had a little bit of a conversation. I don't want to put the whole thing here because I really do want you guys to watch Emily's video. But basically, they had a very cordial conversation. Shannon said that she didn't see her channel to get the idea. It was another channel, and things kind of died out there. Hi, just here for the tea. How you doing? Tripsa says she told him not to defend her, which he found sus. Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. There could be so many things, you know. There could be so many things. I can't really say. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to judge the whole situation, but you know, everybody is judging the whole situation based on very. We're gonna get there. Let me just go over all of this stuff. But moving on to Emily Artful, she says she was very nice in response and agreed to change it. And that's a part of the text messages or the DMs that I don't have here, that intentionally, I just want you guys to go and watch her video and you will see what she answers. And then I guess she went on Lolcow to claim that Emily Artful is bullying small creators with zero proof because, as I said, I was very polite, and then she screenshot that post. I didn't see it on the compilation, but maybe I was just looking pretty quickly. I didn't have much time to gather all of these things because it's over 200 little snippets of allegedly Shannon's conversations on Lolcow. So I didn't have much time to go over and read everything, but I didn't find that one. And sent it to me under another sock puppet. I didn't put two and two together for a long time. So she was basically not aware of it, and that's completely fine. But she kept going. Hey guys, I'm going to try to get my receipts together after I put my boys to bed. And in the time Shannon and her boyfriend have stalked me, I've gone through roughly 3 phones and 3 laptops. So I've got to go through old tech. Thankfully, I know I have the most important stuff saved. And she mentioned that on her video as well. I mean, this whole Emily Artful thing, I don't know. So after all of this happened, obviously Ready to Glare went on her Twitter and said, please go give Shannon, Creepshow Art, some love in Instagram and on YouTube. She deserves it. Reposting what she put on YouTube. And we're going to go over that message that she posted right after this whole thing happened. So she says, this post is just going up because I need to talk about this and let you know what's going on. Earlier today, I got a message saying that I was being doxxed, that I had doxxed a relative, that I had been called out for saying certain things about myself and other creators, and more on a hate forum. So Lolcow is a hate forum, apparently. And I was confused because I hadn't done that. I would remember doing that, specifically, especially the doxing. That's so firmly against what I stand for, and I don't believe in doing that, even to someone I loathe. However, after being sent screenshots of what I allegedly said about me, myself, my friends, and most importantly, my relative, I realized what had happened. A couple of years back, I made a video about how I had been stalked for over 8 years by a woman called Amy. That's not her real name because I was protecting her identity. I talked in detail about the situation, how it affected me, and what I had to do in that situation to keep myself safe. But I also discussed how Amy and I kind of reconciliated at the end of that and came to an understanding. She even liked the video and supported me making it. We kept in contact over the past couple of years, and I thought I kept a good amount of distance between us, never letting her close enough to hurt me again. Apparently, I am really shitty at that. And then she goes on to say, obviously, I was wrong. Ooh, hold on, I have to stop this. This thing is going too fast. Okay. Obviously, I was wrong because she has gone back to doing what she has always done, which is to try to hurt me. tried to turn the people in my life against me, and salivate at the idea of me losing everything. She did this for years, even when I didn't have anything, to the point where when I was dating my husband, she sent him a text message. She has sent him text messages. Sorry, let me just make sure that you guys can see it. No, it stopped sharing. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I knew it. This was going to stop sharing. All right, there you go. To the point that she started sending him text messages telling him I was a horrible person and he should leave me. She made fake Facebook accounts to tell people about what a terrible person I was. And she spent years messing with me nonstop, to the point where I just wanted it to end. This is a lot of message, but I'm afraid that it's going to stop sharing with you guys. So I'm just going to put this thing over here. Okay. And I just wanted it to end. I had a sneaky suspicion she had been going back to this early. I had a sneaky suspicion she had been going back to this early this year, when I started receiving more and more images of self and in my inbox. Because that was one of the biggest things she would do to me. I didn't want to believe it though, because I am a polarizing creator, and some people on the internet just don't have boundaries. It's why I had to shut down my Instagram. That's kind of like weird for me, the whole Instagram thing, because up until very recently, she did do a lot of deleting and coming back to Instagram and Twitter, but I thought it was because of the whole backlash with Without a Crystal Ball. But I guess that was happening in the back end that we didn't know. So I guess that's that. I stated publicly and behind the scenes that the amount of harassment I have received is gone down by 100% when I deleted Twitter. And I now know why, because of Amy. When she was harassing me in high school, I would get so many images of self that it would cause me to shut down emotionally and I'm sorry, this thing is right in front of it. Emotionally, and had confided her back when we were friends that I don't know what that says, because this little player is right on it. That kind of stuff is my biggest sore spot. I guess that's what she said. I'm not sure. All right. Seeing something like that was just the number one way to hurt me online. So when it started happening in excess again, I started to think that maybe it was her. Maybe she had gone back to that way of being. But I didn't want to think that because we had been so good the last time we talked. The last time we emailed, it had been lovely. She catching me up on, oh my God, sorry. All right. The last time we emailed, it had been lovely, with her catching me up on her life and me doing the same back. I didn't know she was going to use everything to try to paint me as something I'm not. And I didn't think I needed to use a VPN, so she wouldn't get my IP. She had shown my pictures to her daughter, and she showed me her pictures of her daughter, and being so supportive of my channel. I thought we were okay, but I was wrong, because she's been posting on certain sites, posing as me, spoofing my IP, doxing my family members, writing things about myself and my friends, sending me threats from other accounts, making false accounts to spam my comment section, spamming my comment section of my friends, spamming the comment section of my friends, saying hateful things about me in order to get them to drop me. And just all around doing what she did years ago. That's not it, of course. But the amount of time and energy she put onto this is well beyond what I thought she was capable of. And as far as I can tell, she's been doing this for well over a couple of years. That is not to say, wait, that is not to say haven't messed up or being rightfully criticized. That's not to say that I haven't messed up or haven't been rightfully criticized, mind you. Not blaming her for people being critical of me. All right, cool. So she's so well spoken, I think. Right. And then I don't know how she, oh, I hate this thing. I can't see anything. I don't know how she, this was a terrible idea to do this like this, huh? Let me see if I can find another way, because this is driving me crazy. Is this driving me crazy? Whatever. I don't know how she know why she did it. I don't know why she did it. But the moment my relative was brought up out of the blue, I knew it was her. She has literally always been obsessed with my relative, to the point of constantly bringing them up in our conversations, asking me about them, and using them to hurt me, even in high school. So I'm sending out a cease and desist. And if it comes to it, I will be filing a full restraining order. I don't want to have to do that because she has a daughter, and this will go on her record, which will keep her from being able to get a job and providing for her child, and keep going in. And I keep it going in circles in my head about this because I don't know what's right in the situation, but I also don't want to continue. I just want this to be done. And she says that she has a daughter. I don't know how many children Emily Artful is, so I'm not completely sure if she is talking about Emily Artful here, because when I was watching Emily Artful's video, she mentioned that she has children. So I'm not completely sure if this is actually about her. You know, thank you so much. She's here for the tea. But she goes on and she says, you know, all I've wanted was to be done. And it's getting to the point where I have to protect myself and my family. I just wanted to update you guys because there is that narrative floating around now that I said terrible things about myself and doxed a relative of mine online. And it's not true. All I can say is that it's not true. I completely understand if no one believes me. I understand if I lose friends over this. But the fact that it's been over 10 years of this and it's exhausting. The fact that 2 fucking years ago, I made a video about this exact same thing happening, about this person doing this to me, going to these extremes, hopefully says a lot. This has been going for nearly half of my life. And I am, let's see what the next part. Okay, tired of it. I am going to be keeping the rest of this offline where it belongs. So if you have questions, I'm sorry, I'm not answering them, but I wanted to address it. Again, I talked about this 2 years ago, only to have her go around and do this again. I am learning every day how much time she dedicated to harass me, and it goes deeper than I ever thought. Right now, so a lot of people, even Emily, are saying that that's Shannon saying the things that she did to Emily and whatnot. But the whole mention of one child kind of like throws me off, since Emily has more than one child, allegedly, based on what she was saying today. She has a boy and a girl, apparently. But I don't know Emily in person, so this would be a little off to me, right? So that starts just right there, in my opinion. So I don't know if they're talking about the same people, or I'm not sure if Shannon changed things around. Hi, Freezy Pop. I don't know if Shannon changed things around just to like make not look like or sound like Emily. I don't know. But again, I don't have enough evidence to safely say, yeah, you know, it's this person or it's the other. She posted this message, and that's okay, and that's fine. And then right after that, Lolcow comes out again with another message saying, Shannon IPs accurately reflect her direct Shannon's IPs accurately reflect her different locations and the devices, then device models, phone, laptop, etc. she has been known to use. We have additional data that we don't want to divulge, but you are welcome to look to some past outings and see how we proceed. Her explanation only proves that she can't deny our legitimacy. The implication that nearly 300 posts over the span of 2.5 years or 2.5 years all came from one single spoofed IP is ridiculous. And we're going to get to that as well. Shannon hasn't pointed out which singular IP she's confirming as her post story or history, because she's too stupid to realize that she just implicity. I don't know, I can't read this. Confirmed her entire post story. At the same time, she expects us to believe that one IP was spoofed and framed her. Is she going to claim all of the other IPs in her post story as spoofed now too? She knows she messed up. Otherwise, her defense would be, it was my device information and my IP, but somehow I was framed. I mean, they're correct. When you restart your router or you reset your router, when you move and you get a new internet connection, you're going to have different IPs. So in 2.5 years, it can't be the same IP, right? Because allegedly she moved this, and that. And if somebody spoofed her IP, I was researching on spoofing, and basically they will get your IP, they will mirror it and try to use it. But even if they do that, let's say if they try to get into her channel or even into her account in Lolcow or her Instagram, you will still bounce back to her because the IP is not legitimate, if that makes sense. So she would still know that somebody's trying to mess around with her IP. So I don't know. The one thing that I am not comfortable with this, though, is the fact that they're saying, yeah, it's her because of her locations. Well, when you have somebody's IP, you at most going to get their country and their state. And I'm pretty sure that not only Shannon lives in her state. Yeah, it could be that because of the conversations and this and that, but it could be a fan of hers in the same state. You don't know. And then they say that they have more information that they prefer not to divulge. But I'm sorry, for me, as I said, my unpopular opinion, the whole story is not here. How they can claim that it's devices, phones, laptops that she's been known to use. I don't know. Like, how do they know what she uses? I just bought a brand new cell phone, like in October, and I had another cell phone, and then I broke a cell phone. Like, you change things. It's kind of hard to say, yeah, we know this is her IP. We know it's her just because we know the state, the country, and that she has an Android or that she has an iPhone. But then again, they've been doing this for many, many years. So it's kind of reliable in a level. Comparing them to her, it's easier to accept that she may be lying. And I'm not saying that she's telling the truth. I'm just saying that I have a bias and I need more information, basically. I don't know what's coming up next here. I want to see what's coming up next for you guys. I'm waiting to see how his friendship with Irish badass pans out. Oh, I don't know whose friendship. Oh, I'm like totally lost on this conversation. But anyways, going back to this thing. I'm sorry. But after this, she posted another thing on Instagram. When I said I'm handling this legally, I mean I'm handling this legally. I am most likely not going to post until I can prove without a shadow of a doubt that what occurred was not my doing. So I guess this is goodbye until then. And that's what I was just saying. Like, yeah, it may be more plausible that Lolcow is correct and they've been doing this for a long time and they know what they're doing. So it may be plausible, but still the amount of information that they're giving out and people are just running with it, it's not enough for me. And we've been here before. We've been here with a reliable source, quote unquote, Stacey Westbrook, talking about James Charles, quote unquote, another reliable source, Jeffree Star, talking about James Charles, and look what happened with Dramageddon. So I don't want to make the same mistake and judge somebody and be super quick to go to their throats without having at least her saying that she messed up. You know, like, I don't want to try to judge her as this terrible human or whatever. Everybody's judging her just because this website's saying it's her. There is human error everywhere. So for those asking, I am not okay. No, I'm not. Oh, for those asking if I'm okay, no, I am not. Everyone close to me and is now confused as to what is moral care. Oh my God, why can't I read? All right, let me start again. For those asking if I'm okay, no, I'm not. Everyone close to me is now confused as to what is my moral character. I've seen posts from people I've supported in dark ass times saying I always knew something was wrong with her. And I'm realizing more and more a lot of what I thought were friendships were not. Shit like this fundamentally changes you. And I am going to deal with it by myself. See you soon. And then we're going back to what Justin was saying about Tipster. The Tipster mentioned that he reached out to her and he wanted to talk to her and see what's going on and give her like a platform to defend herself. And she said, don't defend me. Let me deal with this. Why not? And to him, that was sus. And I get it. But we are all different human beings and people deal with things differently. And let's go back to like all of these other problematic YouTubers like James Charles, Jeffree Star, and all of these guys. If they take too long to apologize and bring out like an apology video, everybody judges them because they're taking too long. If they post something right away within days, which is something that everybody is kind of expecting of Shannon, people say you didn't have time to process the situation. So I think that not only there is a little bit of a lack of information coming from Lolcow, even though they have the credibility of being a company that does that to people who break their TOS, but there's also very little information as far as for myself, especially a person like me, as I said, with a bias in favor of her to jump into conclusions, right? But then people can come and say, well, Ready to Glare, her friend, it's not okay with it. Ready to Glare is turning on her and there's all of that. But I'm not Ready to Glare. Ready to Glare does deal with a little bit of her personal issues and mental things. And I'm fortunate to not have that. So that might affect her a little more than affects everybody else. So after all of this debacle, and Amy posts again, thank you everyone who has reached out. Also to clarify, I have never made a story time video about Shannon. And she mentions this on her video as well. I've mentioned the harassment here on Twitter and briefly on my videos, but out of fear, I've never made a dedicated video discussing this. She does talk about it in her video. That's why I'm telling you, just go ahead and watch her video. I don't want to take away from her experience and her testimony on it. She does touch on that. Right on the first point is Lolcow is trash. Yeah, that's the thing too. Where's the identity of the person destroying her career anonymous to protect them? Right. So there's a problem. It's a fundamental problem. We're like, okay, you wanna have an anonymous website where you can talk smack about others, protect your freedom of speech. I get it, but freedom of speech doesn't necessarily mean that you have to talk smack about other people. And even if she did do those things, I need her to say that she did it, or Lolcow to give more information, because just saying, yeah, we got her IP, it's in whatever state, and it's from an iPhone, and I know Shannon has an iPhone. Well, how many iPhones are in whatever state she lives? It's difficult. It doesn't give you an address. An IP will not give you an address. You know, they're all trash, but they ended up being right about James Charles. Well, yes, they ended up being right about James Charles. And as I said, I'm not saying that Shannon is right or wrong on the situation, but when they came out accusing him, he or Jeffrey or Tati, they didn't have enough evidence, and everybody just jumped on the bandwagon. And that's something that I want to avoid, because then what happened? Everybody came and backtracked. Oh, no, nothing happened. And then he got exonerated. And then a year later or 3 months later, boom, he came right back, right? Because people start coming out. So until we get the whole information about the situation, I don't want to jump on the bandwagon of being like, oh yeah, Shannon is trash, because again, for the billionth time, she has done nothing bad to me. She has been nothing but sweet to me. During the times that I was doing my Without a Crystal Ball video, I reached out to her. There were instances that I wanted to make videos about her, especially when she did her surgery, and there was this gentleman editing her videos. They were talking about some creator that I don't remember right now. I think it's Dad Podcast, Garage Dad Podcast, or something like that. And there was some inconsistencies I found with their video against this gentleman. And then I reached out to her, and she gave me her side of the story. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to stir this pot. It's not worth it. That podcast, something that podcast. I don't remember. But yeah, so several times I thought about making videos about her, and I just thought it's not worth it, because she's a nice gal. She does have a lot of passion inside of her that she pours it out into very clever ways of speaking, and I love that, and I love her comedy and her sarcasm, but sometimes it's not worth it. And at this time, yeah, if she did this, that's shitty. But right now, I can't say that I have enough information. And just the same thing with when I made a video about Shane Dawson, I also wanted to stay a little bit on the fans, because I didn't have enough. And then once things came about, I was like, oh, okay, you know. But right now, I don't think I have enough. Ready to Glare said on my Twitter feed, she doesn't know more than us. So there you go, you know. And the Emily story was what got me. And I want to get to the Emily story. And I felt, so just quickly, I just want to say that the Emily story is crazy. It surprises me. I would never expect a person who I had an interaction with, and by no means I'm friends with Creepshow. By no means I'm like buddies with her. We had just a handful of interactions on IG, and she was nothing but polite and nice to me, and actually commented on my videos in the past. She's been great to me, right? So I'm not saying like she's an amazing person. I know her personally, no. But I felt like Emily, obviously it was a great opportunity for her to bring her story. And it was a crazy, insane story. But I felt like it was a little opportunistic. And I don't mean that with ill intent to say that. But I think that the whole situation is not only about her, it's about the fact that there's accusations that she's been talking about other creators. And it's great to know that this kind of a thing it could possibly be done by Andrew or Anthony and Shannon, because you don't want that kind of people around, right? But I don't know. I wasn't disappointed at the video, but I expected that she was going to talk more about a lot more. But I think it was just my different expectations. But I'm glad she did come out and tell her story. It really got to me as well. I really think Shannon is guilty. I wish she would come clean. Maybe she is. We don't know. I don't want to jump into that conclusion. But until she does come clean, I'm just going to say it does look fishy. But I don't have enough information, to say, yeah, she's guilty. No, she's not, Absolutely agree with you. Oh, thank you. Shane's a puke. Yeah, well, now, after all of this, now we know Shane Dawson is not the best of the best. So now I can say with, confidence, Shane is not a great person, right? And then Emily also said this, very important social blade question. When there is a dash in someone's overall video view history, what does that mean? Does that mean that the person did not earn any views that day, or just no data was collected that day? So I think that she was talking about like some days you don't get any views or any subscribers. And I've seen these dashes, and I see these dashes in my channel as well. So I think that that's what she's talking about. But I did go to Creepshow's, oh my God, I'm like, Social Blade. And it seems like she's been bleeding subscribers. She has lost about 15 to 16,000 subscribers since all of this happened. And I also noticed that she has deleted videos or put them in private, because there's like a lot of views that have been taken down from her channel. I don't know what this is all about. As I said, I can't say like, oh shit, it looks like she's guilty, she's doing all of this, because she's a different person. She does have mental issues that she deals with, just like Ready to Glare. I'm a different person. I don't have any health mental issues that like, oh my God, it's like chronic or anything like that. Obviously, we all get sad. We all get a little depressed here and there, but not to the level of certain creators who openly talk about their mental health issues. So I can't say why. I can't say that this is a clear sign of guilt. The same way that I can't say that somebody apologizing for a misunderstanding will be them admitting to being guilty, if that makes sense. I've heard Emily before this. I've seen, it's so funny because I've seen Emily video before, and I didn't know who she was. I just watched her because she was similar to Creepshow. That's who I subscribed to first. And then I watched Peaches, who also made a, what is it name? Something Peaches. Oh, Lovely Peaches. Oh my God, what's happening with me? Lovely Peaches. I saw all her opinions. I saw Omnia, and Omnia also has on her part 2 of her video something very interesting. I don't know if I have it here. Let me pull it up for you. So she has on her part 2, the reason why it's kind of shady to say that the IP was spoofed. And let me find it, because I think it's an interesting thing if you guys haven't watched it. And I thought, and I had it here, but I closed my browser by mistake earlier. And then all of the stuff that I had saved was kaput, right? So I have it right here. I'm going to share with you guys because I thought it was very interesting. So basically, they are addressing the fact that Shannon says that she was, her IP was spoofed. So here we go. Let me find it here. All right.
And I want to take the space to explain.
Commercial.
Business mobility solution.
Let me not have the commercial. Okay.
The flaws of Shannon's overall post from a technical perspective, because, well, it absolutely doesn't make sense. For one, most people who spoof IPs don't use them to simply post comments and share thoughts about some random art commentator on a gossip forum to try and ruin their life. That'd be a pretty mundane and incredibly ineffective way to do so. Spoofed IPs are usually the catalyst for DDoS attacks, which essentially means to overload someone's internet connection with so much traffic to the point they can no longer access the internet, which
So basically they're saying when you're spoofing, sometimes companies do that to multiply their IPs and see how much their server can handle. So that's basically what he's trying to say, I guess.
Obviously never happened to Shannon. Now, why this Amy character didn't DDoS her every chance she got and chose to like casually talk about her and other creators on a gossip forum with Shannon's identifiable device information is beyond me, but I digress. Must be the same reason why the person who hacked her channel chose to only delete her community post and change her icon and header, but you know, that's neither here nor there.
And that's true. A lot of people have been bringing that up, that if you're going to hack somebody, why do these silly things, right?
To spoof an IP, you would have to manually modify your IP packet's headers to another device's IP in order to spoof it. And given that Shannon's post history spans from over 2 years worth of posts from several different devices, all with multiple IPs, that would mean Amy would have to somehow grab each IP address Shannon has used, spoof her own IP to those IP addresses, and post to Lolcow from each of those IPs in the span of 2.5 years over incredibly mundane things. Unless this was some huge calculated plan and Amy managed to find out the social media of Shannon's sister and post it with the direct intention to break Lowcow's rules, while also taking into consideration the fact that Shannon's audience would grow in that time span and more people would see that the rules were broken, as well as be aware of how often and how much they posted to the site and curate her behaviors directly to how Shannon would do so herself. She would also have to see the previous outings and the process of each of those outings in order to concoct this elaborate scheme. And no average person, let alone some YouTuber or bad apple you just happen to know in high school, would have the technological know-how, time, smarts, or dedication to even do that.
And that is so very true. Like, unless you've been doing this shit for years, because I looked at some videos of how to get the IP, how to get information, how to get passwords. Because as I said, even if you get their IP and you spoof it and you try to get into their channel and things like that, you still don't get their passwords just by getting their IP. You have to do a ton of stuff, and it's not easy and it's not quick. So it's just so much that it makes no sense.
All of this just to ruin the life of someone you knew in high school that ended up making some videos online about internet topics? Okay. Not only that, but given Omni and I's personal experiences associating with Shannon, I can confirm that Shannon uses Google as her email provider. And Google does not allow you to retrieve someone's IP and simply provides a static IP that is linked to Google itself in order to authenticate emails that were sent and received. And to play devil's advocate for a moment, the only way that Shannon would be able to have her IP leaked through her email is if she used another email provider like Thunderbird or Yahoo, sent emails using a third-party app, or followed a link that leaked her IP, which, though is in the range of possibility, is incredibly unlikely to happen, given Google warns you of fishy links and untrustworthy messages. And beforehand, I brought up how Lolcow specifically goes about making these outings, and the technical information does not end.
Oh, another commercial. Let me mute it. Let this commercial roll. I love how they put a bunch of commercials. Okay.
Shannon's IP, her browser has directly identifiable information in her cookies. Cookies are basically like your ID to a website. When you accept cookies from a site, you're allowing the site to place a small bit of data on your device to identify you as a user of that specific website. Usually the domain of that site is stored along with your unique ID to let the site know that, hey, you've been here before. Cookies can also store your browsing habits on that specific site to curate its pages to your interest. You can manually clear your cookies yourself, but if you don't and continue to use the browser that you consistently visit sites like Lowcow on, every post you make on that site is linked to not only your IP, but your browser-specific cookies, which in layman terms means that every post Shannon made not only had her IP, but also the ID Lolcow gave to her linked to it. It's just the admins of the site are the only ones who can view this information. So with that being said, not only does Shannon's IP identify her, her unique cookies identified her as well. So even if Shannon was on another IP, whether that be through a VPN or browsing Lolcow at Starbucks, her cookies would remain the same. There is absolutely no possibility for your cookie ID to look like someone else's. No two browsers can have the same ID, which means Shannon would have more luck saying her husband was the one who made these posts instead of her, but she threw that argument into the mud with her community posts. She could have also even said that she grew so close to Amy after they made up that she would visit her house and use her devices to browse and post on Lolcow. And though that's such a bad excuse and a gigantic reach, it would have held way more weight than IP spoofing. Lolcow admins also have other directly identifiable information that is more private to Shannon, which they chose not to divulge in their outings, but their legitimacy is pretty much foolproof. Another way Shannon can be identified through Lolcow is through her behaviors on the site itself, like the comment commonality of the threads she posts on, as well as what she talks about in those threads. A lot of Shannon's post history has to do with her dramas or dramas relating to her, as well as her YouTube connections. She rarely strays away from talking about herself, or in some instances, to herself, and that made her actions even more incriminating. She can also be identified by her stylometry, which is how a person speaks online, like their personal typing style. So say you have a specific word you tended to use a lot, or you're the type of person to talk in only lowercase letters and add a space between your punctuation. Those are attributes of your own stylometry, and also a way people can sniff out that your anonymous posts are, well, anonymously you.
So yeah, this is the thing. The only thing that makes sense to me as of now that can say like, okay, Lowcow probably knows that Shannon is Shannon because of the cookies, right? The whole, the way that you type, the way that you write and whatnot. I mean, yeah, it could be, but it's very subjective. It's very subjective to whoever is looking at it and wants to be that person. So it does make sense to me that it's impossible that a spoofing IP, that story doesn't make sense, right? It's just not. And then also the whole thing with, what's her name? Look at me forgetting people's names. Ready to Glare. And the message, the little things about Ready to Glare, one of them was this one. She is to women are predators to guys, as Blair White is these trans people are weird. And there's another another post that I don't think I saved. It's not here. I'm sorry, excuse me. But it's basically her saying, or allegedly Shannon saying that, oh, they follow each other a lot. They've been talking a lot to each other on Twitter, and a little more vulgar than what I'm saying. So those came to light, and I don't think Ready to Glare liked it very much. So once those came to light, Ready to Glare posted several tweets, and she's saying that her heart's hurting. Okay, sorry. Let me keep going. And then she posted as well, in the past 24 hours, I've been swamped by different versions of what's going on. I'm overwhelmed. I'm going to take a step back for a bit to process. And as I said, some people deal with things differently. Some people will not sit there and just apologize, running to apologies or running to excuses about themselves. And that's probably what's happening with Shannon. And that's what happened with Ready to Glare. She decided that she's going to take a step back, and she was going to make a video a couple of days ago when this came out, and she just decided not to. And then she messaged again everyone in her channel saying, hey, pals, I know this. I know that it seems to be quite redundant, but recently I have not been sleeping well, which is not unusual. But it's not unusual for me. Viewing recent events, it's been harder than usual. So there will not be a video today, but there will be on Friday and Monday and all successive days. Now I just need to breathe. Apologies if there are any mistakes. I'm doing this via dictation because my eyes turn cannot look at the screen right now. So yes, I guess because she was talking to the phone. So her eyes hurt. I don't know. Probably hurt. That's probably what she said. And then we go to D'Angelo Wallace. And this anonymous user a year ago grabbed D'Angelo Wallace's screenshot from Twitter, and that he says, the reason I've never made a video about Lowcow is because they just not interesting enough to be profitable. If Lowcow videos did well, I'm sure I'd have a whole catalog, because if there's one thing I love more than attention from anonymous image boards, it's money. He's kind of clever in a very conceited way. However, post my tweets on Lowcow, hurry up, I'm bored, want to see the response. So he was just like taunting people, please just post something about me. And then allegedly Shannon says, He's worse than Creepshow. At least she had the ability to grow and is doing something completely different than what she started with. He's doing the same thing on repeat, acts like he's doing something big, and now admits to Creepshow on Lowcow. I don't know what they mean by that. But anyways, and then that's another post from Anonymous. And it says, D'Angelo is the guy that everyone pretends to like, but no one really likes. He tries to get in tight with a lot of them. And because he talked about drama and made Holy look like a tool, they befriended him for safety. I think Holy sucks, but before Hut Video came out, no one in the community said anything. Then she decided to rebrand and delete, and it's pretty much a 0 still. They're all scared of that. I don't know. Talking about D'Angelo, right? So D'Angelo eventually answered to all of this, and he posted quite a nice answer. He says, response to Creepshow Art. I read all the Lowcow threads regarding the situation, or I read all the threads about the situation, and these are my thoughts. Axiom 2. If you seek Amy, you find Creepshow Art, probably. I have my problems regarding Creepshow Art's content and who she's associated with, but I don't feel comfortable saying she did it, even with all the baggage because there's no proof. But some people are saying that she did it. In conclusion, we should wait until we start seeing more evidence, or at least a proper rebuttal from Creepshow Art, because we start shaping our pitchforks, because we started sharpening our pitchforks. That YouTube community post did her no favors. So he's talking about that post that I read that she was like blaming on stalker. I don't know. Shannon falsely accused me of sharing because, I called her out for being friends with I have a Google Drive document that contains all the evidence of this. Also, it's Hopeless Speeches. Oh, hello, Hopeless Speeches. Well, I would like to chat and see what actually is the story. I know that this is like really quick, but if you want to chat about it, I'm down to. I feel bad for Emily. She didn't deserve what she went through. Yes, I completely agree. What happened to Emily is really not okay. Definitely not okay. It doesn't really matter how nice of a person you are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Shannon is to be guilty of talking smack about Ready to Glare, D'Angelo Wallace, chasing, and talking crap about, it doesn't matter. Emily has a lot of receipts to prove that she has been stalked by Andrew/Anthony, and I feel like it's not okay. That part of it, as I said, even though I believe that Emily used this moment to take the opportunity and talk about it, which I thought, okay, I can't see it in a negative way, because she's not like, oh, you're an opportunist, because she's not trying to take advantage of the situation in that way, like benefit from it. But she took advantage of the situation to get her story out there, because now we are willing to listen. And that's okay. I just thought that what I wanted to get to is, LOL cow, was it Shannon? Was it not? But that's not for Emily to prove, right? So I guess that's okay. Though I may not agree completely with your takes on the situation, I'm proud of you for not jumping into conclusions about it. You are one of the few handling the situation correctly. Thank you so much. Yeah, and as I said, everybody is okay. It's not wrong for people to jump into conclusions and be like, hey, I have had bad experiences with Shannon, and now this is proving that she's a bad person, right? And as I said in the beginning of this streaming, I have never. I do have a positive bias for her. And I don't want to say, hey, she would never do that. But I also can't say she did it. I can't say that. And hopefully it comes out, I don't know. And then we're going back to somebody's post saying the same thing that we mentioned before. I think for me, the biggest thing is if a YouTube and Google account have been hacked, why would you just be changing pictures and not stealing all the personal information that is linked to? It just doesn't really add up, and I'm really confused. And that's true. Ashley Lilix, I never watched this creator, but I think that she has been shout out by Creepshow, if I remember, because looking at her picture, I think she has. But anyway, there's zero evidence in both ends. The hacking just raises confusion, red flags for me. I hope so dearly that none of this is true, because Shannon has inspired me and helped me so much since day one. She was the first YouTuber to believe in me and lift me up. If it is not true, I completely stand by her. If it is, I feel horribly deceived. Only time will tell now, and I really hope this comes to light. And there's one thing that I don't agree with her mention, that she feels deceived just because she made an image of a good person to Shannon. It doesn't mean that Shannon lied to her, right? Because she's saying, I'm feeling deceived. I don't know. Have you ever called somebody and said, hey, I'm a good person, be friends with me? Like, it's not something that people do. So I would say, I feel deceived if Shannon has said, guys, I'm a good person, I would never do no wrong. No, but I've seen her say, like, there are certain things I would never do, but we're all human, we make mistakes. I've seen her say that. And obviously, yes, she has a huge attitude, not an attitude, but she has a big character. She's a person that fills up a room with her opinions, right? So I see how people can feel deceived by her. But I mean, you make your image of that creator however you like to make it. And that goes for me too. I make an image of a creator, and if that creator is shitty, it's completely fine to be like, yo, you're shit, but you don't have to say, I feel that you lied to me, or I feel deceived. I don't know. I don't know. It just makes it so dramatic. I'm sorry. I do feel that way. Like, and I can take it for personal experience. I've had, back in the day, made a video about Jeffree Star and that kid from the Kardashians, something Disick, I forgot his name, that they had some sort of problem in the past. And I stood by Jeffree Star. I was like, this little kid, what the hell is wrong with them? I don't remember what the situation was, but I stood by Jeffree, and I was like, Jeffree Star, you go get this little kid. Don't care if he's a kid. If he doesn't know how to close his mouth and he's talking smack, go for him. While everybody was coming for Jeffree, like, oh, you should know better, you're the adult. No, the parents of that kid should have taught him better. And if they don't, life will teach him consequences. So don't shame an adult for showing consequences to a kid. So that's kind of like what my video was about. And then when I saw that Jeffree was actually a shitty person, I was like, you know what? He's a shitty person. I never said like, oh, I feel like I'm deceived. I feel like he lied to me. No, I didn't. I just realized, okay, the idea that I had about him is different than what he actually is. So I kind of feel like it was a little dramatic of her. Not saying that she doesn't have the rights to feel that way, because, YouTube, we are very sensitive out here. But what I mean is, she can feel deceived by the situation. And if I'm pronouncing this wrong, I apologize. English is my second language. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, it's your choice. You make the image of the creator that you watch your own. The creator never told you, like, hey, I'm an amazing person, you can always trust me. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of silly, They are friends outside of YouTube too. Oh, they are? I didn't know. And then maybe, yeah. So since you're saying that, Talia, maybe I retract what I said. Maybe she has told her, like, I'm a good person. So maybe that's, the Mason jar. I think I called him Mason jar on my video. Yes. But again, as I said, it's just like, I didn't know she possibly knows Shannon outside. So then I don't know what the relationship is. So then, yes, she's right to say she may feel defeated by it. But if it's a creator who, like me, that says something like that, I think that's just a little over dramatic. Mason should not have been on that site. Yes, exactly. 100% agree. It's really not that serious. Maybe to Emily, who has a past, maybe her real friends, but the rest is a bit extra, in my opinion. People lie, people act fake, and it's too much. And it's a little too much. Like it is. Just saw you streaming. Hi, spicy pizza. Oh my God, I'm making me hungry. Ooh. But yeah, I mean, in the end of the day, this is what I wanted to say, right? And I kind of gave you guys a little bit. The Emily situation, I am glad I watched the video. I'm glad I came later to talk to you guys because I really wanted to see, and you can see the pain in her, and I feel for her. And I think that if Shannon and her boyfriend have been doing what she says they did, and again, I'm not saying like she says they did allegedly because she doesn't have proof. I'm just saying this as a YouTube channel that don't want to get sued, right? So that's why I'm using these words. But we all saw today, and if you haven't seen it, go watch that video. But we all saw today all of the proof that she has. So my heart goes for her, and hopefully from now on, as she said, things calm down, and she haven't had any issues ever since her resolution. And again, I'm not going to say to you the resolution because I want you to watch it, but hopefully things for her go to the better, because I can't imagine how it must feel to have that kind of danger in your life. I cannot, because I have never been stalked. So I cannot relate to it. I can only sympathize with it and hope that things are better for her. And but as in relation to Lolcow, I don't think that her video was helpful at all. Obviously, I do appreciate that she did make that video. It's great that she brought her story out. But as for Lolcow, I don't think that there's enough information yet to jump on Creepshow and call her names. I've seen creators calling her trash, calling her this. And I think about myself, and not saying like just as a creator, because I've been a very shitty creator lately. I haven't really made many videos, but as a person, like would I like that I create, I go to work and I do great all the time, and then there's like some office rumor, and then everybody just starts judging me based on that and don't even give me time to process it, to deal with it, or to prove that things are not exactly what they are. Like, how would I feel if everybody just starts calling me names because of some person's story? And I'm not saying that anybody here is lying or saying the truth, because we don't know who is lying or if there's a lie. We don't know, because Creepshow has never said, this instance is not me. I mean, she did on her thing, but I don't know. I need her to talk to us on a video for I to be like, okay. As of now, she denies on that first little segment that we read earlier. And then you have Lolcow saying that she did it, but then their information is not super believable because they didn't give us much besides saying we have her IPs, and then the possibility of that there are cookies related to it. And whenever I can deny cookies, I do. So I'm not even sure if they have her cookies. And if they do, show it to us that you have the cookies and that you have more consistency, like more meaty kind of like proof, basically, in my opinion. And this is all my opinion. This is not a fact. As I said, like, I believe that if she comes out and she says, yes, I did this, and she's going to have her reasons. Everybody has a reason to do things. If somebody tells you, oh, I did something, and they say, like, why? And they say, I don't know. There's a lie. They know why they did things. They might not be completely sure or clear why they did it, but they know somewhat what motivated them to do certain things. So I want to know if she actually did it, why she did it. Maybe she did it because she was a smaller creator and she found out that drama sells, right? My channel had the most views when I was posting drama. And maybe that's why she was like, you know what? I'm going to be somewhat over dramatic right here, and maybe I'll get some subscribers. And even though it might sound fucked up, it's helping her channel. So it is terrible, and I don't want to justify it, but she gotta have a reason if she did it. But as of now, I don't want to say she did, because I think we should wait and see what she's going to say. Basically, that's kind of what I wanted to say. I retweeted a video of a small YouTuber. I adore her crafts. She has a story similar. Big TikTok followers. I like looking at all sides. Exactly, you know, and but it's her story with an ex, his girlfriend. Just saying, two sides. Her side sounds awful. Also, I'm sure Creepshow has her side, just saying. And as I said, and that's a great thing that you guys are so open to this, because I was so afraid of coming out today and talking about this, because there's a mob mentality, and we all know that on YouTube we have a huge mob mentality that everybody's going to run and just call someone names because there's a rumor about something. And by no means I'm saying that this is a rumor. There's, like, I don't know. I just feel like there's not enough information. Emily's situation, she does have a lot of proof, and I'm okay with believing her, but I also would like to see what Creepshow has to say. You're completely right, Melanin. It's just, we need to know all sides of the story, because not because we need to judge them in any shape or form. I'm not here to judge anyone, but I just feel like it's not healthy for us to just, yeah, pitchforks. Let's just talk crap about, no, that's not okay. You know, there might be more to it. So even if the Emily situation is wrong, the fact that there is absolutely no reason for Lowcow to lie about the situation regarding her anonymity. I agree with you. There is no reason for them to do that. I agree with you. As of we know, there is no reason. But the human person who is a moderator, do they have a reason to do that? You know, like Lowcow, I don't know. I don't know the company. I don't know. The humans are behind these machines. It might not be Lowcow's motivation, but maybe that human person may have a motivation. We don't know. So I can't judge things. And as you said, they don't have no reason. So their story and their side is a lot stronger than Creepshow's. And the fact that she went quiet don't necessarily, to me, mean that she is guilty. This is just like jury duty. Great. I love the conversation. This is great. I'm sure they have her information. It seems I've seen other doxing leaks. I know the information that gets collected. Well, let us know. I would love to know. I haven't seen doxing leaks, so I don't know the information that gets collected by these kind of companies. But as far as I'm aware of, based on that video that we saw a little bit of a sneak peek of, Omnia Part 2, I have it down in the description below. Watch her videos. Even though these people are talking smack about Shannon, it's always good to know everybody's opinion about the situation, right? So I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm not going to share this person's video because they dislike what happened, or because they think that Shannon is guilty, or because they think that Shannon is innocent. We are actually, funny that Jazzy for the T said that we are doing a jury duty here. We are not here to judge if she is or is not, you know. We're not here to judge if she's a person that should be canceled or not. If you like her rants, if she makes sense to you, if you enjoy her content, I mean, yeah, if it's for principle, I just drew everywhere, I'm sorry. If it's a principle thing, hey, I do not want to support a shitty person, then by all means, don't support. Once you have all of the sides of the story, once you know that actually, yes, she did this, and yeah, there is a lot of the evidence is looking against, there's a lot of baggage here, but just give it some time, I would say. That's what I'm going to do. If they show you how they know it's Creepshow with more info, then others could learn how to get. Yes, and you're completely right. You're completely right, Bethany, and you are very right. I don't want to know how they get it, right? I don't want to know how they get it. But for them to say on their explanation that they got her IPs, geographic location, and known use devices, it's very broad. It's like you're going to somebody to like read your palm and they say like, oh, something different is going to happen, you know? Okay, right. That's very vague, you know, to me, because you get an IP, you will see the general location. Yes, you will see the country, you see the state, the devices you're using. Okay, but there's no proof that whatever device she's using, if she swapped it or not. And I'm by no means saying that she is innocent. Okay, and I do have a favorite bias to her because, as I said, I'm not friends with her in personal life. I have never met her, but she has been nothing but nice to me. But at the same time, I don't want us to just kind of try to like mob mentality. Exactly, Spicy Pizza. I don't want the mob mentality and be like, you know what? Lolcow, they done this for so long. They do this. This is what they do. So we must believe them. I don't know. Like, I don't know. There's a human behind it. There's always a human behind these machines. And we don't know if they have a motivation to just do these things. It is like Judy Duty. Yes. I don't like canceling people. I mean, I can't tell you that I'm like, oh, that I never wished somebody lost their platform, because if you watch my videos, you know that I have wished that people got out of YouTube. And it does feel odd to be like, oh my God, I'm such a gatekeeper. That's horrible, right? It's a horrible thing. But I don't know, like some people deserve to be canceled, some people, but nobody's ever going to be canceled. I mean, you have to do something really shitty for YouTube to get involved, as we all know. And the cancel mentality, the canceling mentality is not the problem. I think that the problem to me is the mob mentality, is the unwillingness of people to just take a second and see what's going to happen next, I guess. That's literally the issue. She's nice to people's faces and talks right behind their backs. That's why her friends and fellow creators are questioning it. And yes, you're completely right, Talia. That is an issue. That is an issue. And it looks like she might be guilty. And I'm not saying by any means that she is not. But I'm just saying that I need more information, basically. I was in a leak once. You could see all the businesses I walked by and all the devices I used, what city I was in, etc. Okay, all right. They do look like they are onto something. It does look like it is looking bad for Shannon. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking bad for Shannon. And I wish it wasn't the case. It does look bad for her. But it ain't canceling, exposing a criminal. Okay, I can live, I can go with that. Oh, I like your hair, Haley. Wow, you have a cool avatar or like little picture. It's very nice. And that is very true, exposing criminal activity. And as I said about Emily Artful, if she's done what she did with her husband or boyfriend or whatever, that is definitely warranted some jail time. I completely agree. And as I said, if this situation about Lolcow, specifically Lolcow, comes out to be not her doing, I am here for her. If it was her doing, I'm going to have to rethink, right? I'm going to have to rethink things around, because I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. And it's not meaning that I am against everyone who agrees that she should be canceled or punished for it. It's just that I will think about it and I will see how I feel about it once it's actually clear to me. For me right now, it's not. Just cancel KJ. True. She's just the worst. See, that. There you go, Malin. I would love to see KJ kicked out of YouTube. If Creepshow has what EA says she has, FBI may come knocking. Yeah. And you know what? And if she does have what Emily Artful says she has, I am totally down for her to go to jail. Get KJ. Yeah, right. But anyways, I am very glad that you guys were so open to this conversation. I am so glad that we had a couple of people here that are super believing in the situation that Shannon is to be blamed. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't be blamed if she is actually to be blamed. I am very happy that everybody here had such a good talk, and we are just going over things, and we are not like having crazy fights or calling each other names. This is so nice. I'm so appreciative of it. Oh yes, KJ does love it. She did posted a bunch of stuff about it. Like, oh yeah, I told you so. Like, yo, shut up. Oh no, it's okay, Spicy Pizza. It's all right. You can join the replay crew or whatever. It's fine. The video is gonna be up for everyone. I just appreciate that you join, you know? She can't believe KJ saw herself. I still can't believe that either. But it seems like KJ tries to make everything about herself. Everything out there that KJ sees, she can't like insert herself in it. KJ's the real victim in this situation. Oh yeah, no, yeah, all the situations. Oh my God, yes. A bird fell from its nest. Oh, it's KJ's. Like, she's the one that should be like victimized for it. Poor bird. No, poor bird. KJ probably fell somewhere at some time. Like, let's all feel bad for her instead. But I don't want to be a mean girl about her. See, the bell changed on me. I put it back on. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, it does change sometimes. The only reason I'm still subbed is in hope she can't later clear her name. I don't. Laugh out loud, poor kitty. I don't. Okay. I don't judge you for that, because there's a lot of people that's a matter of principle. As I said, there's a lot of people that be like, you know what? If you're this kind of person, I don't want to be associated with you. And that's completely fine. And that's your right. And I think you should do it. Like, you should not support somebody you don't stand for by their actions. And I think I'm going to be with you on that one. The Lowcow, the Lolcow situation is so much smaller next to the whole Emily Artful situation, because as Haley said, the Emily Artful situation is downright criminal. Like, it's jail time, basically, because they're stalked, they threatened, they turned this girl's life into hell. So I'm completely down with you. And I would probably, I would probably unsubscribe to her as well in that sense. But the Lolcow, I don't know. I'm not completely, I don't know. I don't want to jump into it just yet. I'm going to wait and see what's going to come out in the next couple of weeks, since she's going to take things in the legal route, as she said on her Instagram before she deleted it. So her Instagram currently is empty of content. I looked at my DMs with her and it's completely gone. I mean, I think I have the messages. I'm not sure, but you don't see her picture anymore. There's nothing there. It's just deleted so far. So until she comes back, I'm going to wait and see. And I don't know if she's going to be uploading anything. Oh my God, you went off on Unirock. What did you do? I saw Unirock's take on it as well. I watched a lot of creators talking about it. And the only thing that made me sad, as I said, is the mob mentality. I just don't like it. And some of these creators' videos I saw was before Emily Artful's video. So they couldn't even, like, I don't know. Emily Artful's situation is really bad. It's really bad. I can't, that one, there's no excuse for it. But the whole Lowcow thing, I don't know. I think it's just people jumping the gun. Lowcow wasn't subscribed instantly for me. Emily Artful situation is driving me to unsubscribe. And I don't judge her for that. And I do believe Emily, though. I believe her too, because I feel her voice. I felt the pain in her voice. I felt how, I believe her too. It will take the hand of God to get Shannon out of this one. Yes, the Emily Artful one, it's going to take one of those little Men in Black machines to erase everybody's memory, because it's really bad. A few weeks, let's chill. Yeah, and okay, so I just want to leave, if I know that whoever's watching right now, besides my beautiful people on the live stream, all the replay crew that's out there, or if you are new in here in the channel, My point here is I just want to play devil's advocate. I said in the beginning of this video, I do have a positive bias towards Shannon because of my past interactions with her, but my interactions with her are very minuscule, and my opinions about her are very minuscule compared to the seriousness of this. And my whole point here is, if the Emily situation is true, which it looks like it is, holy boy, holy cow, yes, this is bad. This is bad, and I will definitely be taking the unsubscribe button out there, because no, I would not stand for somebody who makes somebody else's life hell. Like, nobody deserves that. But looking at the Lowcow, LOLcow situation, it's just petty shit. I'm sorry. Even if she is guilty of it, it's really petty. But I cannot undermine the pain that she might have caused Ready to Glare and D'Angelo. Even if there is a petty situation with the whole Lowcow thing, these two people, especially Ready to Glare, probably took a huge toll on finding these things out, and I hope she's feeling better. He stood up to her with the KJ stuff. Oh, he did? I really like Shannon too. I had good interactions, but I know people who are like this. Oh, I guess. I mean, what has happened does not surprise me, unfortunately. Andrew Anthony may have influenced her. Well, he could have, but she's an adult, you know? Just love devil's advocate. Ha. I try to see both sides. I mean, I'm Libra, right? I'm Libra. I cannot make a decision to save my life. But I also try to be fair as much as I can when I give my opinion, unless this person is just real bad, like KJ, and just like condescending, and it's just like, I'm righteous. I did this because I'm right. And that's not the demeanor of Shannon. She is like, you know what, I'm going to step back. I'm going to deal with this. This is not right. And as of now, my impression of it overall is that she might be lying, but she also might be as surprised as all of us. And to be in her end of this spectrum might suck, to have thousands of people who follow her just turning on her overnight. I don't know. I'm not saying by any means that things don't look bad for her, but I don't know. She's an adult. She's a responsible. Yeah, she is responsible for her actions. Yes. One of the accounts in Emily's video is Shannon's alt Twitter account, Brita. Yes, I saw that. And yeah, it's the Emily thing, hands down. It's going to be hard. As one of you guys said, it's going to take, like, I don't know, the hand of God to take her out of this one. And I'm glad. I'm literally glad that Emily came out with her story. It was good. It was good that she did that. Emily Artful read her confrontation Insta messages, and Shannon said, honestly, a lot. That's a huge indicator someone is lying. I guess. I hope she's okay always, but I think she needs to go to jail. I can't say you were wrong. Like, no, I think she should. Yeah, you're right. You know, I can't say like, no, she shouldn't. Yeah. Regardless of how I feel, my opinion, my personal opinion about her, regardless of my interactions with her, because of the Emily Artful situation, I completely agree with you. The Lowcow situation, you know, I just hope Ready to Glare, D'Angelo are okay, which in the end of the day is just gonna have Shannon have a bad name with the community. Some people angry at her, like Tipster is, but in the end of the day, the most serious stuff is the Emily Artful situation. And I hope we can see how this is gonna unravel soon, because I want to know what's going to happen. And as always, I have been having a hard time trying to sit down and edit. I am actually going to Florida tomorrow because work. So it's midnight. I'm taking a plane at 6 in the morning. And then after that, I'm going to Brazil to meet my niece. I have not posted a picture of her on Instagram yet, because I have not yet asked my brother for permission to put her on my public Instagram. Even though I only have 200 followers there, I have to ask him for permission. But she's so very cute. She was born very angry. She was like, she was born adorable. And one of you guys asked me to like take pictures or make a video about her room. And I will do that. But since I haven't had that much time to be editing videos, that's why I'm doing a live today. And probably that's what's going to be happening in between videos whenever there's a cup of tea this hot. Because I was like, by the time I film, gather all of everything that I needed to talk about the situation with Shannon, Creepshow Art, something new was going to happen. And it did. Like, I was about to go live, and then 30 minutes or an hour before myself going live, Emily Artful came on and shared her story with us. And I'm glad she did. And I'm glad I waited until later to come out here and talk to you guys. But this stream is getting to almost 2 hours. So I am going to leave you guys. It has been moving very fast. So from now on, when there's hot tea like this, I'm going to do my best to just jump on a live with you guys with as many receipts as I can, and we can just talk about them and just do a kiki just like this one, or like Just Here for the Tea said, a jury duty thing. This evidence is making me lose hope on inner redemption. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you, and I'm worried about it too. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks or in the next couple of days, Shannon comes and tells us what is her side of the story. But as of now, you guys know my opinion. I'm not going to repeat it again. Leave me down in the comments. What do you think? If you're one of the replay crew, if you like this live, drop me a like. If you like the replay, drop me a like. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. I love hanging out with you guys. I love seeing all of these familiar faces here. And, oh, Exchange Lambda. Watching to unfold in lineup. Yes, it feels so surreal because I was away from the internet for like 5 days. And then I go to YouTube and like everybody's coming after Creepshow. And one thing that came to my mind, not trying to downplay this, but one thing that came to my mind is something that every creator say. Somebody's going to be in a hot seat today and somebody's going to be in a hot seat tomorrow. So nobody's free of skeletons in their closet, including myself. I might have some that one day are going to come out here, you know. So thank you for coming, Haley, and I really appreciate your opinions. Even if you don't agree with me, I love to know your opinions because I'm not here to get offended by your opinions. I'm not here if you say that I'm stupid for not wanting to see the situation. Maybe I am, you know, maybe I need you to tell me that I'm not seeing. So I am always open to constructive criticism. Obviously, don't call me names. That hurts. But I always, thank you. But I always am very appreciative when you guys tell me what your opinions are about my videos, about my opinions on things. It helps me to grow as a person. It helps me to grow as a creator for you. And it helps us to bring forth other people's opinions, you know? Follow me on Instagram. If I'm not, don't play there. Oh, okay, I know you're a Twitter gal. I'll DM you a picture if my brother gives me permission. I love you, though. Oh, I love you too. Here for the tea. Here's for the tea. So amazing. But anyways, if you guys want to get some hot scoops on things, I am not always available for this, but here for the tea. If you find her on her Twitter, she's always in what's to be known on the situations out there from YouTubers. She's always there. So she's a good source. She's a good person to follow. Follow me on Twitter as well. All of my socials are going to be down below in the description box. All of the videos that I've researched or that I would like you to take a look at will also be on the description box. Obviously, it's just a handful of them. I watched way more than what is down there, but the ones that I put there, I thought it was important to share. And let me know what you think. I really want to know what you think. Do you think that Shannon is going to actually own up to it and say, hey, it was me? In both instances, on Emily Artful and on the Lolcow? Or what do you think she's going to do? Tell me your opinion down below. I really appreciate that you came over here, either for the replay or for the live. I really appreciate you. Thank you for all of my members. I really love you guys, and I am very grateful that you guys didn't let me go, like you didn't drop me once I was busy in school and not posting any videos. And I have been doing some members-only lives. I actually discussed this situation about Creepshow Art with my members on a live stream. The day I found out about it was like my first impressions. So if you want to be a part of that, I will start posting for first impressions on my members' live streams. So if you become a member, you will be able to have my first impression on the gossip, and then I'll have a more elaborate, just like this, maybe live or a video later for everyone else. But I'm going to let you guys go. It's past midnight. Oh my God, it's 1 a.m. I am going to become a gremlin at this point. Thank you so much. I hope to see you guys on my socials. DM me. I will always answer you. I appreciate you here. Have a great night and bye-bye, okay? I'm going to press a button now.